We met through church. He started coming about a year ago in July, but not every single week. And noticed him for the first time when he started sitting with Lauren and Andrew. And didn't really ever get to talk to him until probably about December. On Sunday mornings, like, he comes, and as soon as church is over, he would leave. I was also on completely opposite side up with my parents. And again, we didn't just mingle around with people. It was like church got over, we headed to lunch.
She was stalking me?
No, I was not stalking him. I'm just very observant. So yeah, we didn't actually talk to each other until on a weekend whenever he was at church.
What a great day, isn't it? It's good to be a dad. Megan told me, don't make me cry. Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry. Not me talking.
We finished the movie and I asked her if she wanted to go grab something to eat afterwards, and she said yes. And we went to a sushi place down in Covington, I forget the name of it. Halfway through the meal, it was still up in the air whether this was a date or not. I slipped up and said about how I've really enjoyed this date, and and she said, I have too. And that's when we both like kind of just addressed the elephant in the room, like, this is a date, right? And sure enough, we both agreed that it was, and the rest is history, I guess.
It ended up being a 10-hour date.
Yeah. We went on that date, and then Sunday at church, I was getting ready to leave. She came up and she mentioned that her parents wanted to invite me to lunch that afternoon. You're always nervous, you know, whenever you meet someone important. In their defense, they did a phenomenal job at making me feel comfortable.
It wasn't my intention to throw him right into the fire. Mom was ready to get a lunch, and I was like, I've got to talk to I at least have to say bye. You know, we just went on the date yesterday. I can't just walk out of church and not even talk to him. And Mom's like, well, invite him to lunch. Isn't that too soon? And Mom's like, not unless you think it is.
Korry, now you can kiss your bride. It's my privilege to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Korry Mills.
This world is always feeling cold, but you're everything a miracle. Life is worth living.
Last year during the fast, Pastor had told me, you know, give me a list of 10 things you're looking for in a husband. And he was going to pray about it, you know, that entire year. And so I was like, okay, you know, he wants it, I'll give it to him. So I made a list and gave it to Pastor. And he was like, I really believe this is your year. Well, the whole entire year went by, and I eventually forgot about it. Come to the fact that maybe I'm just going to stay single. Maybe I'm not supposed to get married, or just thought maybe that wasn't what my life was supposed to be. It wasn't until the fast that came in January, and it was nearing the end when all of a sudden I realized, oh wait, Pastor asked me for that last year, and he prayed all year long and it didn't happen. I'm like, well, if Pastor prayed and it didn't happen, obviously it's not happening. And that was whenever I finally just was like, okay, well, you know what, God, if that's not your plan for me, okay, let it be. And it just so happened that right after I prayed that prayer, that's when we started hanging out. I did make a note of the different things that I had written for Pastor, and it was funny because going on the first date with him, and after going out with my parents to eat, I was having a FaceTime conversation with both of my sisters, and all of a sudden it brought to my mind of the 10 things that I had told Pastor I wanted in a husband. I waited until after I got off the phone call because already my sisters were very skeptical as to how I knew so much about him without just grilling him. They were kind of a little worried. I got off the call with them and started going through the list. And as I'm looking at it, I was like, wait a minute, I don't fully know him yet, but he's meeting the criteria that I had asked for. But so it was funny that whenever I finally did show him my list of the 10 things, you know, as he's reading them, he's looking at it, he goes, this is me. I said, I know. And he's like, every one of them is me. I said, I know.
Yeah, that's incredible. It's incredible.